to this edition of the Fat Archer. This episode we're going to be looking at the mule deer hunt I had in Alberta this year. I live in Alberta, I'm a resident of Alberta, so I was drawn for mule deer buck for the first time since I've lived here. And also we had a couple of doe tags too, so my buddy Brendan, he also was in the draw with me and he got his buck and 2 doe tags because we applied together. So we had a total of 6 mule deer tags for this fall. So we didn't have a lot of time to do it, we only had 3 days. So I went out and did some scouting the weekend before, and I actually got my buck that weekend because I didn't want to pass up the opportunity when I seen it. So here it is right here. Kind of interesting story. I don't have any footage of me shooting it, but it's really hard to film and shoot at the same time. So driving around in the field, just doing some scouting, and out of a slough bottom, this guy jumped up. So he took off down and went into a set of bush. So I got out and took a little hike, and I went down to the bush, and I ended up seeing him the first time about 80 yards away, and I shot, and he come back actually towards me, and I shot again and he went down. And so I took 2 shots, and both were in the neck, and he went down. But as you notice, there's a tine missing, a set of tines missing on this side. So when he come out of the slough bottom, you know, my nephew was with me, and we swear that he had two sets of horns when he come out and when he went in the bush. And then after I shot him, we found out he only had one side, and he was standing broadside to me with this side I could see. So when I shot him the second time in the neck, he went down right away, but I didn't notice till I got up there, and I got footage of me going up and finding him, and you can hear me talking there. It's like about the time. So pretty sure that maybe he was fighting and it had gotten cracked. The body was marked up a little bit, and he probably hit it running through the trees away from me and probably knocked it off. At least that's what I'm thinking, because both shots that I took were in the neck area. When we got up to him, we could see where I hit him both times in the neck. And so still don't know why this other side was missing, but it looked pretty fresh. So you can see how I was caught quite off guard when we got up there and he only had one side. So I ended up European mounting it anyways, just because it was a cool story and it was fun. It's unique for my first mule deer buck hunt in Alberta, so it was pretty cool. So I'm gonna let you guys take a look at some of the footage here, and we'll also be looking at some of the footage with Brendan's buck, and you can see a picture of some of the does we got. Again, I didn't get Brendan on film shooting it because I dropped him off, and we didn't want to make too much noise for him to sneak up on this one. So I just let him do it on his own. We didn't have much time, so again, he was good. Got out of the truck, crawled up into the top of a hill where he could see him good, and he shot him and and he hit him good both times. And you'll see the footage there when we drive up to him. Brendan is pretty happy. That's his first mule deer buck he's ever shot, and just like me, this is the first mule deer buck I've ever shot. Shot many does, but this is the first mule deer buck. So I did this European mount myself, so it's all about learning and having fun, and you know, the whole part of the process. So I'm going to quit talking now, and we'll let you guys take a look at some of the footage and some of the pictures that we had out there. And also at the end you'll see my buddy Rick, who is in Northern Alberta, and he got a whitetail buck this year in archery season. So we'll have a little bit of footage of that, just more pictures again, and then a little bit about him talking about it. He again also was solo filming, and he had a tough time with getting it on film, but he did get some pictures afterwards, and he'll have a little section there where he'll tell you a little bit about how he went about getting his. So stay tuned. You can see how we did this fall here in Alberta. Well, the fat archer coming at you. We just, I think I just got my mule deer for the for my draw tag, my buck. We come and chased him out of a little part here. I didn't have the camera ready because we weren't really hunting hard today, but it just come along that out come this good sized buck. So we're gonna go take a look. We're gonna walk in on him the first time. We'll go see if we can find a blood trail and see if we can find him. So let's go in and take a look. All right. So it looks like he went along here. Oh, there he is. Oh no. He's been fighting. He's been fighting. And pretty good sized deer. Oh my goodness. This is a huge deer. He's big. But we lost his tine. So I don't know if this was when I shot at him the first time in the trees, but I think it looks like though it might have been a fighting thing. But here he is. He's a bruiser. A bruiser. So looks like I hit him good. And we're just gonna get him out of here and set him up and see if we can get some pictures. Okay guys, here he is. Well, here he is, everybody. My buck. He's missing a tine. We don't know if it broke off. I shot it off when he was running through the bush, or if it was broke off yesterday or so. It seems fairly fresh, but we're not sure. But anyways, I'm still happy with him. He's a nice big buck. Well, this is the first morning of our mule deer hunt with Brendan, and you can see by the beautiful sunrise it was a good morning. And then we come around the corner here in the one road, and there was some antelope crossing the river, and this is the way they decided to do it, was a bridge. So we backed off here and slowed down a little and let them go ahead. You can see them, hopefully you can see them on the screen there. They're heading across the bridge. It was pretty cool that they decided to cross that way. You know, I guess they're nobody's fool. They know when the water's probably deep and cold and stuff like that, so they decided they'd go this way. So easiest path for them to follow. So you know, that's how we're crossing the bridge. So they figured the same way for them. So yeah, nothing seemed to deter them. There was a couple of vehicles on the other side, and it didn't seem to bother them at all. So they went across, and when they got up to the end, they just cut across the field. So here we're going across the field. That's my nephew BJ ahead of us, and here we stopped. We had a quite eventful morning with mule deer does. We actually got 3 of them, so that took some of the pressure off for us getting Brendan's buck. But no, there was 3 nice does that we got, and good eating and stuff like that. So that was the end of day 1. Day 2, we ended up again another gorgeous sunrise as we're heading into our hunting area, and of course we come around not too far where those antelope crossed the bridge. There is along the riverbed there was this moose, big old bull moose. I haven't seen a bull moose down south with a good set of antlers like that. He's had really nice shovels, and pretty cool to see.
Traveling across an endless prairie, not a thing moving. We come up above a rise, and there was this guy. First shot, about 200 yards, and bang, slap. He went down in, I took a second shot because he come around. He went down into a ravine. We him down into the ravine. Here he was.
All right.
6.5 by 55 Swedish.
Awesome. Great work, man. Great work. Well, let's get the work done.
Yeah, now the work starts.
Yeah.
So last night I shot a buck. I didn't get any video coverage of it. It was getting late. I had only a couple minutes of light left, and shot him. He was at 35 yards. He ran about 50 yards, made a circle, and come right back to my stand. The arrow went through him and it fell out right in front of my stand. And then he walked about 5 yards and he stopped and looked while he was looking down the path. And so I put another arrow in and he started walking, and I shot him again, and he only went about maybe another 25 yards. Yeah, I only had I just finished checking my phone, so it was like 5 minutes of legal light left. So I didn't have a chance to video or anything.
So there you have it. That was the Alberta Mule Deer season, and Rick's story from his Alberta whitetail in Northern Alberta. So it was pretty cool. We did really, really well. Then I ended up getting a buck in Saskatchewan during my whitetail hunt. I have a video of that, on what happened there. And my brother did well in Saskatchewan. My dad did well in Saskatchewan. So lots of stuff. You'll see if you go on some of my other videos that I made some summer sausage out of some of it, and some regular sausage patties that I had that I usually do every year. And then I still got some sausage meat left to do. I'm going to be doing some breakfast sausage here in the next little while, and mostly probably some more burger. I've already used up the 10 pounds of burger I made earlier, so I'm probably going to do some more burger coming up here. So lots of meat, lots of good steaks, lots of roasts left and stuff like that. So we'll be eating good till spring for sure, or probably a little longer. So thanks for joining me on this episode of The Fat Archer. I really appreciate all the people that have been viewing this stuff. It's great. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please subscribe, and we'll see you later.